Hello viewers, welcome to TV Math. In our today's session, we shall be looking at Jinja Joint Mock, and we shall be looking at question 13. And in case you haven't seen the solutions for questions 1 up to 12, please check our previous videos or in the playlist for Jinja Joint Mock. So we look at question 13. Question 13a says we find the integral of x sec squared x dx. So to find the integral of this one, we shall be using what we call the integration by parts. So what does integration by parts say? It says that the integral of an expression in form of u dv dx with respect to x is same as uv minus the integral of v du dx then times dx. So what will be our interest? Our interest is to look at which one will be x and which one will be dv dx. So when you have integral of x sec squared of x dx, then one of the two should be u and another one should be dv dx. However, the choice of these will depend on what you are having. For example, we have x sec squared of x. So here we look at the expression which can be easily integrated and an expression which can be easily differentiated. So if we have a polynomial and a trig function, then we shall be letting x to be our u, because you can easily differentiate this and it keeps on reducing its power. So when you have a polynomial and a trig function, so x or our polynomial will be u and dv dx will be sec squared of x. So if you have u, which is x, so this side we need du dx, so you will differentiate this with respect to x, and that will be 1. And then likewise you have dv dx, which is equal to sec squared of x. So you will have dv, which is equal to sec squared of x dx, and from here you will integrate and have your v as tan of x. So we shall now substitute u and v, then v du dx in this expression 1. So substituting in this, so u is x, v is tan of x, so we shall have x tan x minus v is tan x, then du dx is 1. So this is tan x times 1, which remains tan of x. So from here you will have x tan x minus integral of tan of x. So how do we integrate tan of x with respect to x? So this is same as integrating sine of x over cos of x dx. And when you are integrating this, you look at the expression in the denominator. Sine of x is a derivative of cos of x, but for it to be a pure derivative, of course, this must be a minus. So in other words, you are integrating negative of negative sine of x over cos of x dx. So looking at this, you realize that this will give you negative. So what we have in the numerator is actually a derivative of the denominator. And if that is so, then you must recall the integral of when you have a function, the derivative of a function with respect to x. When you are integrating this, then you get ln of f of x plus c. So likewise, when we are integrating and we have the derivative of a function in the numerator divided by the function itself, then this will give us negative ln cos of x. So this is basically what we shall substitute here. So when you put negative ln cos of x here, the negative and the negative will give us a positive. So we shall remain with x tan of x plus ln cos of x plus c. So this will be the integral of x sec squared of x dx. Now let us look at part 2. Part 2 says integrate x cubed divided by the square root of 1 minus x squared dx. Now to look at the solution for this, one thing that is clear is that what we have in the denominator here will tell us exactly what to do. We need to be recalling some few things. One is that when you differentiate sine inverse of x, you get 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So it means when you have this the square root of 1 minus x squared, it should tell you that here you need to use sign substitution. So it means what we have here will tell us exactly what to do. But since we have this, and this is related to sine substitution, so what we shall do is we shall let x squared to be in terms of sine. So that is sine squared of another variable u. So which means that x is sine of u, and this implies that dx will be same as cos u du. So our next interest is to make sure that we put everything here now in terms of u. So we shall look at integral of x cubed over the square root of 1 minus x squared dx to be equal to integral of x. X is sine of u, so x cubed is sine cubed u over the square root of 1 minus x squared is sine squared of u. Then we shall multiply by dx, which is cos u du. So next we shall have this as the integral of sine cubed u divided by, this is the square root of 1 minus sine squared is cos squared of u times cos u du. So this will be same as the integral of sine cubed u divided by, when you take square root of cos squared u, it will be same as cos of u times cos of u du. So from there we shall have so this will give us the integral of sine to power 3 of u du. So this and this will give us 1. So next we need to recall some few things. That is, how do we integrate odd powers and even powers of sine and cos? So to integrate odd powers, one, we shall first try to create an even power. So that is sine squared of u, then times sine of u du. So after doing that, next, when you are dealing with odd powers, after creating an even power, then use what we call the Pythagorean identity. In other words, we know sine squared u is same as 1 minus cos squared u. Then we multiply by sine of u du. You must know what to do in case this is an even power. For example, sine squared. So when you are dealing with even powers, you express them in terms of double angles. So for that case, let us try to simplify this. This will be the integral of sine of u du minus the integral of cos squared u sine u du. So from here, when you integrate sine of u with respect to u, you'll be able to get negative cos of u. So I want to write this as plus the integral of negative sine u, then cos squared of u du. So this will give us negative cos u plus, now what you have here is purely derivative of cos of u. So when this is of a unit power and this is having a higher power, what you do, the integration will occur in the expression that is having a higher power, so long as what you have here is the direct derivative of this given expression. So when you differentiate cos of u, you get negative sine u. So what we do is we shall simply increase the power for this divided by the new power. So the integration occurs in the expression that has got a higher power, so long as what you have here is a direct derivative of this given function. So what we shall do is to integrate normally, increase the power divided by the new power, and that is cos to power 3 of u and plus c. So that is basically what we have, negative cos u plus a third cos to power 3 of u plus c. So that is what we are having as the integral of this given expression. However, we can go on and try to express cos u in terms of x again. So we understand that cos u is same as 1 minus sine squared of u under the square root. So it means this is same as a third. Cos of u is the square root of 1 minus sine squared of u. So but this is to power 3, then plus c. So in other words, we shall get this as minus the square root of 1 minus x squared, then plus a third into the square root of 1 minus x squared, then this is 2 power 3 plus. So that is basically what we shall have. So we can go on and simplify this expression. So this will give us, we are having this equaling to minus of 1 minus x squared to power a half, then plus a third. This is 1 minus x squared, again to power 3 by 2. So that is what we are having. And this, we realize that this is common. So you can pull out 1 minus x squared to power a half. So when you put it out, it means here you remain with negative 1. Then this will be a third. So this will be 3 over 2 minus a half. So 3 over 2 minus a half. This will give us 2 over 2. And this is 1. So this will remain 1 minus x squared to power 1. So that is basically what we shall have. So from here, this will give us 1 minus x squared to power half into, we can get the LCM. This is negative 3 plus 6 over 3 plus 1 minus x squared. So that is basically what we shall have. And this is 1 minus x squared to power half into, this will be minus 2 minus x squared divided by 3. So this can be written as minus a third into 1 minus x squared to power half into 2 plus x squared when you pull out this minus. So finally, here we don't need to forget plus c. So finally, we shall have this as negative a third into 2 plus x squared into 1 minus x squared to power a half. So this will be the integral of x cubed over the square root of 1 minus x squared dx. Now let us look at 10 part B, which says evaluate integral from 3 to 5 of 2x squared plus 10 divided by x minus 2 into x plus 1 squared with respect to x. Now to integrate this given expression, we shall first of all express this one in terms of partial fractions. So we shall say we shall first consider 2x squared plus 10 divided by x minus 2 into x plus 1 squared. So this can be equivalent to, so in terms of partial fractions, we look at what we have in the denominator. And basically before that, we must see whether this is not an improper fraction. So you realize the highest power in the numerator is 2, but the highest power in the denominator is actually 3. So next, after seeing that is not an improper fraction, so we shall look at now the denominator. This is a linear factor, so we shall have a divided by x minus 2 plus, this is a repeated factor, so you have b over x plus 1 plus c over x plus 1 but squared. So that is basically what we shall have. So we shall have the same LCM, so this will imply we shall remain with 2x squared plus 10, which is equal to, when you get this, the LCM of this will be similar to this. So when you get such an LCM, you divide it by this, you'll get x plus 1 squared. So you'll have a into x plus 1 squared, then plus b into, so our LCM is this, so this is the same LCM we shall be using here as well. So when you have x minus 2 into x plus 1 squared, you divide it by this, you'll get x minus 2 into x plus 1, then plus c into, so LCM divided by this, you'll get x minus 2. So from here we shall say for x, let us look at for x equaling to negative 1. So this will be 2 plus 10, that is 12, which is equal to, so negative 1 will eliminate this and this, so you will have c into negative 3. So this will imply that your c is actually same as negative 4. So next we shall put for x, which is equal to, so we need to eliminate this, so we shall put 2, and this will imply that when you put 2 here, this is 2 times 2 squared, that is 8, that will be 18, which is equal to, so this will be out, this will be out, this will be a into 3 squared. So this implies that you have your a as 18 divided by 9, which is 2. So you have that. Next, we can try to put for x equaling to 0. If x is equal to 0, we shall have 10, which is equal to a into 1 plus b into negative 2 into 1 plus c into negative 2. So this implies that 10 is equal to a is 2 minus 2b plus c is negative 4, this will give us 8. So this is 10, this side will give us 10, so your b will be 0. So what does this one imply? This one will imply that x 2x squared plus 10 divided by x minus 2 into x plus 1 squared will be actually equivalent to a, which a we got as 2 divided by x minus 2, then plus b, we have got b as a 0, so it means the expression for b will be 0 here, the expression for b will be 0, then plus c is actually negative 4 over x plus 1, which is squared. So that is what we shall have. So this will now imply that when you are integrating 2x squared plus 10 over x minus 2 x plus 1 squared with respect to x, it will be same as integrating 2 upon x minus 2 minus 4 upon x plus 1 squared. So this is from 3 to 5, from 3 to 5. So it's same as integrating this with respect to x. So we need to integrate this. When you integrate this, this will give you 2 ln of x minus 2 minus 4, you are integrating x plus 1 to power negative 2. So this will give us, so increase the power, divide by the new power, it will give us negative into negative 1 into x plus 1 to power negative 1. So it will give us negative 1 over 1 plus x. So this will give us 4, which will be plus now, divided by 1 plus x. So that is basically what we shall have. So from there, this is what we are getting, and we are having our limits from 3 to 5. So from 3 to 5, we need to put our limits now. So when you put 5, you will get 2 ln of 5 there. This will give us 3. Then plus 4 upon 1 plus 5, that is 6. We shall be subtracting 2 ln of 3 minus 1, that is ln of 1. Then we shall be adding 4 over 1 plus 3, that is 4. So this will be same as having 2 ln of 3 plus 4 over 6, that is 2 by 3 minus 1. This is 0, this is 1. So that is basically what we shall have. So this will be same as 2 ln of 3. So 2 over 3 minus 1 will give us minus a third. So 2 ln 3 minus 1 divided by 3 will give us, this will give us 1.86389. So meaning that we can conclude with 1.863 and 9 to 4. Yeah.